What's going on, Pokemon fans? Welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. We're doing a playthrough of Pokemon Crystal with Chikorita, the first starter in Generation 2 that we can start with, Pokemon 151, and we're going to face our first battle here, so it's Rattata. Rattata won't be too hard. We named Chikorita Chica. Chikorita is also known as the Leaf Pokemon, so is Bayleaf, and then Meganium is known as the Herb Pokemon, so that's very interesting. So some things early in this game. First off, grass types have a really hard time in Generation 2. And you'll see why here in a little bit. I'll extrapolate a little more on that in a little bit. But this is part of the story. We gotta go talk to Professor Oak and Mr. Pokemon. And once we talk to him, they initiate the issue with our rival. And then we're gonna go face our rival. Now, we fought as many battles as we could along the way because we want to get at least level 8 to get Razor Leaf. And so here's our rival fight. Our rival comes out with a Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil not very good at this moment because Cyndaquil does not have any good moves. Just has Tackle, which is neutral damage to us, which we also have Tackle, but we are a higher level with a higher attack, so we easily get the win. And we beat our rival, and we move on to talking to the police. The police, we tell them the guy's name was triple question mark. That is the cliche answer for anyone who plays Pokemon Crystal, Silver, or Gold. And I almost left, but now I want to talk to Professor Elm. And he's never seen an egg before. He's amazed by it. But we have to talk to him, and then we can progress to the game. And we can move on to Violet City, where we have to do two things, really. The first thing we have to do is face the Bellsprout Tower. In here, most of the stuff in here is the same as we are. They're a grass type, so Bellsprout is pretty easy. I don't think it knows Wrap yet. I think it has Razor Leaf. I don't know the moveset for Bellsprout in Gen 2. I know in Gen 1 it starts off Razor Leaf and gets Wrap like level 13. But we add Poison Powder right here, and Poison Powder... like I said, it's not going to be super helpful. It's crazy we have Poison Powder when we're not even a Poison type. We're a Mono Grass type compared to other Grass Pokemon, which we're usually at least two type, but this is a one type Mono Grass type. And we get the pretty easy win against Elderly, Sagely, but Elderly is what the joke is with his name. So we're going to grab the Escape Rope right here. We're going to Escape Rope out and go face Faulkner. Now, you're going to see that we are at level 15 right now, so we're very close to leveling up. I thought it'd be prudent for us to level up as much as possible. If we're around level 10, we give Faulkner the chance to beat us. I'd rather just make it so we don't even get to that point. That Pokemon is 4 levels lower than us, and it did a quarter of our damage with a flying type move. So we want to be able to make sure we're prepared for that. Now, in this battle, we're about to level up, so I hope you like my new design. I've made the timer transparent. I've made the just a little more simplified out overlay of the Pokemon. It showcases what the Pokemon is. It has my nice logo there. I hope you like it. And it has subscribe, which I hope you do. So we get the win there, and we're going to level up to Bayleaf. Chikorita evolves into Bayleaf. And then Bayleaf, pretty cool looking Pokemon. I like it. And then we change our overlay. I hope you like the overlay. And we're going to face Faulkner. Faulkner isn't too difficult because of how high level we are. Tackle is going to be a 2-shot on the base level Pidgey. And somehow he gets a Pidgeotto, which it doesn't evolve into like level 16 or 17. But we poison him. It's going to help us do a little bit of extra damage. Gust doesn't do too much, but it is super effective because we are grass type. It's flying. And this is what I was getting at earlier when I said that, you know, this Pokemon, grass type Pokemon have problems in Gen 2 because you have the first gym in Violet City is Faulkner, flying type. Second gym in Azalea Town, which is where we're at right now, Bugsy, which is bug type. We're weak to that, and there's a lot of poison moves included with those bugs. Okay, and in Azalea Town's ace is a Scyther, which is bug flying, so that's like way more effective. And then we have Goldenrod City's not bad because Whitney's not too difficult, but Ecruteak City, there we go. It's Ghost Poison Pokemon, not super effective there. Chuck isn't too bad, but Jasmine, Steel type, don't really have a great move against them. And then you have Price. Now, if Price was better, it'd probably be a lot harder for Jim, but he sucks, so it probably isn't the worst thing. And grass moves are resisted by Dragon type, so we have to find ways to mitigate that, and I'll go over some of those things within the throes of the playthrough. But right now, we're finishing up the Rocket Trainers in the Pokemon Well. And the Rocket Trainers really aren't that difficult. They do have some Zubats and some Poison-type Pokemon that I don't have super effective moves against. But I haven't really gone over the moves. So right now we're rocking Tackle. We're rocking Razor Leaf. I think we'll also have Repel and Poison Powder. Now, we want to keep Poison Powder until a certain point, which we'll get to here in a minute. but then we want to switch it out, and you're going to see why we want to switch it out here in just a moment. So we beat the last Rocket member. The guy's going to come back and talk to us, and not a big deal. We're just going to go right to our rival. Now, we don't win this rival fight. This rival 2 fight is one of the hardest rival 2 fights in any Pokemon game, much less just this game in general. Because we don't have anything great, and Ghastly usually can give us some problems. Zubat isn't going to give us a lot of problems. It's just not a very easy knockout. Okay? Now we're confused, which sucks. It is what it is. But the problem here is the third Pokemon has Ember now, and we don't have anything super effective against him. So if you keep the moveset we have right now, we need to keep this moveset to beat Bugsy. So keeping this moveset's important. So I was hoping to get this win, get an extra level or whatever, and then go face the Bugsy gym leader. Gym leader Bugsy. So we're going to try this battle one more time. It's not going to go well. Okay, and the reason why is there's an ideal move we can add that's going to help us a lot against both the Ghastly and against the Q-Lava. Okay, so Razor Leaf is a 2-shot, so that's not really too bad as long as you don't get hypnotized or paralyzed or whatever. And then Tackle is going to be a 3-shot on the Zubat, which I'd rather have Leech Life from Confusion. And then this one, we should have actually won this battle. I think we lose this by like just having a stupid Gen 1 or Gen 2 miss. Actually, it's not, because Tackle is 95% accurate. So it's just a move that doesn't have the greatest accuracy. Now we're going first. We could have had a win right there. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to keep doing this. If I keep doing this, it's going to just not result in good time. So we're just going to go ahead and face Bugsy. We're at 26 minutes, so taking a long time to get through the first 2 gyms. However, we do get Bugsy beaten the first try. So we set up Reflect, so our defense is higher. We're going to Poison Metapod. This is going to help us a little bit more damage through the course of this. Our defense is pretty high, so I'm not too worried about us taking damage from Metapod. However, I am concerned about Kakuna poisoning us. Okay, so I don't know if I showed it or not, but I added on the Poison Cure Berry just to be safe with this fight, which ends up not being used. But now we're going to learn Synthesis. We're not going to. It's not as useful as I thought it would be. And Poison Powder, what it does is going to help us accumulate a little bit more damage than what we're usually doing. And Fury Cutter gets close. Poison Powder. If it wasn't for the Poison Powder, getting that little bit extra damage, we wouldn't have beat Bugsy. And now we move on to retry our second rival fight. Now this time we've added in Mud Slap. Mud Slap it doesn't quite one-shot Ghastly, but what it does do is it lowers accuracy. Okay, so that's what's going to be the big key to this battle, is lowering the accuracy of Q-Lava. We're going to go for Mud Slap. Now it actually falls, and it's going to miss 1 or 2 times, enough for us to get the win and get the easy win against our rival 6 and progress on to Ecruteak Forest. And now we move on to Ecruteak Forest, where there's not much in here. We do get cut, and there's a couple other random items on the ground, but what the big thing is, we talk to this guy with the green hair, and we get Headbutt. Headbutt will pretty much give us double the damage output that Tackle was giving us. Tackle's a 35 base power with 95% accurate. This is 70 base power with 100% accuracy. And if we go first, we could actually flinch the Pokemon so they never actually hit us. And we pick up our final HM friend, which is Kenya. Kenya is the bird you can get from this guy here. You're supposed to deliver him to somebody, but most people just keep him as their flyer. So now we move on to, I can't think of her name right now. Whitney's gym. There we go, Whitney. And Whitney can be tricky, but with this Pokemon it's not. And with a lot of Pokemon it's not if you know certain moves. But regardless of that, we're going to go ahead and face Whitney. Whitney's going to come out first with a Clefairy. Clefairy doesn't do anything too crazy. We get Poison Sting, but we get healed because we left on the Poison Cure Berry from our Bugsy fight. I didn't even remember that. So now we're facing Miltank, and if we get a flinch, you can't set up a rollout, and it's a pretty easy win. And that's one thing that kind of annoys me about this game, is they don't progress the gyms properly. Like, you're supposed to have a little bit more Pokemon per gym. That's what you're supposed to do, but they don't do that with this one. So we go ahead and face the Sudowoodo. We throw some water on it, and we move on to near Lake of Rage. We're picking up a rare candy. We don't usually show those, but I thought I'd show it since I'm here. And we're going to pick up a very important move that's going to help us progress this game pretty well, which is Ice Beam. A lot of flying type, a lot of things that we're weak to, Ice Beam will negate. So that's what it's for. And we're going to face the Kimono Girls. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Hidden Power Ice. So we had to choose between Hidden Power Ice and Hidden Power Fire. Hidden Power Fire would have helped with Price's gym. It also would help us with What's her name? Shoot, Jasmine. There we go. Can't think of people's names. And so I opted to go with Ice Beam. There's a lot more things in the game that are weak to ice than fire that I came across. Ground, rock, grass, obviously, other grass type Pokemon, flying type Pokemon, bugs types. They have a weakness to ice type, so it made the most sense to use it. A lot of things in the Elite Four are more weak to ice than they are to fire, so it made more sense to use ice. The hidden power ice is what it is. Okay. So the way we did that is there's a program called PK Hex, and you can modify your stats so that you get Hidden Power Ice when you do it. I use PKX for a lot of things. I actually use PKX for most of my, I start out the game with repels, so I don't want random wild encounters to affect the game too much. I'll also start the game off with my HM Mules, and other than Kenya, we picked that up along the way because it doesn't cost a Pokeball or anything to do. It doesn't take a lot of time. But we are fighting our rival in the burned down mansion or building or whatever it is. And we handle him pretty well. He's not too difficult. And so we're handling him pretty well. Headbutt on the Q Lava. I got cursed. Now I'm at 69 hit points. Nice. And we just got to do one more thing. And that's go for Mud Slap against the Magnemite. Get the one hit knockout. And we beat our rival. We fall through the floor. Not a big deal. But I want to move on to Morty. And through the process of fighting his the trainers in his gym, we have evolved into Meganium. So we're fully evolved, full stats, everything. So, we're going to go ahead and go for Mud Slap on the Ghastly. Mud Slap on the Haunter. Okay, full health. Very good. Going into the Gengar. Gengar can be scary. It's going to put us to sleep. It can Dream Eater its way through the entire fight, so we can't do anything against it. But we're going to wake up eventually, hopefully. I thought I was going to have to reset here. But I was like, you know what? Nope. Let's just keep going. It's going for dumb moves to use Mean Look when it could have just done for Dream Eater again. Mud Slap, so now it's missing its moves. And we just get one more hit. We can knock out the Gengar very good. And now we just got to hit the Haunter. The Haunter, we only have a couple Mud Slaps left, so it's kind of scary. We may run out of power points because he used, I don't know what move he just used, but he depleted all of our power points, but we do get the win and move on to Chuck. Now, Chuck's gym, not really weak to anything, but we do have some pretty decent moves to handle it. We have really good physical attacks, so Body Slam's going to do well. Our special is not horrible, so Ice Beam and Razor Leaf will do pretty decent. We can always use Mud Slap to lower down some, I don't know what the word I want to say, lower down some accuracies. But these two gym leaders that were members at first we beat. And if you saw that they were split there, I had to leave and go get strength. So, but I just video edited it very well, so it was seamless. So sorry if that ruined that for you. But we're facing the guys in here, and they're not very difficult. I usually don't show all the trainers, but I thought I would in this case. Didn't make sense to show all of them. However, I'm going to use strength. I'm going to teach it to a Pokemon. I'm taking a sip of my water while we're doing this. And then we're going to face this last trainer, and then we're going to face Chuck. Now, Chuck doesn't have anything super good against us. One other option we could have gone for is actually, if we use Hidden Power Psychic. Wouldn't have been a bad option to use for this trainer, but it doesn't help for everyone. But Ice Beam helps for almost everyone. So one more knockout, very good. I'm going to go ahead and transition right into old Chucky boy. So Chucky's going to come out with a Primate. Not afraid of Primate. We're way higher level than him. Level 27, and we're at level 36. Awesome. Hidden Power is going to be a 2-shot. He goes for Leer. Body Slam, finish him off, very good. Now Poliwrath comes out. One of my favorite Pokemons ever. So Razor Leaf goes for a 2-shot. He tries a Dynamic Punch. It's not very accurate. Misses. And we beat Chuck and move on. And we're going to fly all the way over to Lake of Rage. We were already there a while ago. And we're going to face the Gyarados. Gyarados, I used to actually catch this thing all the time when I was a kid. But the problem with catching it is this thing levels up so slow. It is such a slow slog to level up. And I would always have them on my team. Because I think in Gen 2 it makes sense to have 2 water type when you're playing through. Because you can't just have an HM Mule. There's just like too much stuff to do in this game. You can't just have an HM Mule. But we end up giving the potion back to Jasmine. She gives it to Ampharis. And we're going to go ahead and face Jasmine's gym. We're going to follow right to her gym. Hey Jasmine, how you doing? But she's going to come out with her Pokemon. And the first one's a Magnemite. The Magnemite's going to come out. And we should be going for Mud Slap. Very good. Now the problem with this is I didn't equip a Paralyzed Cure Berry. So we're going to be in a fight that we're probably not going to win. Steelix comes back out. We're going to go for Hidden Power. Razor Leaf. It does a decent amount, honestly. If we went first, we probably could have won this battle. But we are paralyzed because we're not going to go first. And so this is just me being dumb. I should have just added the Poison Cure Berry, or Paralyzed Cure Berry from the get-go. Nope, there it is. Yep, right there. Yep. That's it. There. That's that. Chica want a Poison Cure Berry? Chica! Yep, let's do it. So now we're going to go face her again. And without being paralyzed, it's going to go a lot smoother. Hey, Jasmine, how you doing? Nice pigtails. Or whatever those things are. Look at her hair. Looks nice. Alright, so now we're going to come out and we're actually going to hit Body Slam. Total accident, but we're going to cure from the Paralyze, and we're going to use Mud Slap, finish off Magnemite. Very good. So now Steelix comes out. Mud Slap's going to do nothing, however, it does lower his accuracy. His accuracy is already pretty garbage with Iron Tail, but we're just helping. I think Iron Tail's 70% accurate, so this is just going to make it even harder for him to hit us with Iron Tail. So we get the knockout of the Steelix, and all we have left is the Magnemite. Magnemite should be a 2-shot with the Mud Slap. We literally kept hold of that strictly for this fight. So we beat her and we move on. And I'm going to be bluntly honest here. And this is something I'm really not liking about Generation 2. And I'll get over it because, you know, it's kind of my job here. I'm just playing Pokemon videos for fun. Is I hate the Rocket plotline. I'll go over that more here in a second. We're facing Price. 2 of his Pokemon are Grass type. So our Razor Leaves are super effective and a critical hit. So there's 1 shot on the Seal, 2 shot on the Dugong, and 1 shot on the Piloswine. So we get the win. Pretty easy win over Price. He should have the advantage, but he doesn't because he uses Water-type Pokemon. And I think a lot of Ice-type Pokemon are either Ice, Water, or Ice, Ground. So we have an advantage. So now Professor Elm is telling us about the Team Rocket stuff. Team Rocket stuff is the most boring part of this game. In Pokemon Red and Blue, you can avoid a lot of it if you want to. That's what's kind of nice about it, is you can avoid as much as you want, or you can engage as much as you want. That's what's nice. This one, it's kind of forced engagement. You have to deal with so many different Team Rocket members, which I liked when I played through as a team because you had a lot more options to level up your Pokemon. I don't like that playing through individually. So right now we're beating Petro, and Petro has, 6 Pokemon, basically a bunch of coughing and, 2 wheezing, or 1 wheezing maybe. We'll be beating him pretty handily. We're level 44. We're an hour and 11 minutes in. And we have to go to the underground part. So we have to basically gotta go all these things just to beat the Team Rocket, and it's just time consuming and tedious. However, we have a rival fight we gotta face. Ice, Hidden Power Ice will knock out the Golbat in 1 shot. Q Lava will get knocked out in 2 shots with Body Slam. We do hit the Paralyze. He still hits us with Flame Wheel. Doesn't do a lot of damage. Move on to Magnemite. Magnemite, we're gonna go for Hidden Power Ice. It's a 2-shot. We'll take the win with the 2-shot. Very good. I'm sorry, not a win yet. And then we got to face Haunter. Haunter, Hidden Power Ice will be a 1-shot, very good. And the last one, Sneasel, will be a 1-shot as well. Very frail Pokemon. We beat our rival, and now we're moving on to Ice Path. We beat, like I said, we did beat the stupid plot line with Rocket, but we just want that. I wanted to show Never Melt Ice because Never Melt Ice helps against this trainer, Claire. Claire, since we have the Never Melt Ice, gives a 10% boost to our Ice-type moves. And also we beat Price, which gives us 10%. So now Hidden Power is very, very powerful against the one trainer that it really works the best against, which is a Dragon trainer. Dragon's only weak to 2 things, and that's Ice and other dragons. I don't have a Dragon move I can learn. So the next best thing we can do is we can just boost up our Ice moves and move on. And we got our last rival fight before we go into the Elite Four. The last rival fight, going to Elite Four. Sneasel comes out. Sneasel will be a Body Slam with a 1-shot. Very good. Golbat comes out. Ice Beam will be a 1-shot as well. Very good. And then Typhlosion comes out. Body Slam will not... Oh, it will be a 1-shot. Very good. We are very powerful. Magneton comes out. We get the knockout with a 2-shot. We do get paralyzed, which can be scary, but I'm not overly worried about it. Haunter comes out. We get Hidden Power Ice and 1-shot the Haunter. And last Pokemon, as long as you can just physically hit this Pokemon, you'll knock him out because he's very frail. Kadabra. Beat our rival. Last time we'll face him and move on to the Elite Four. And now we're going to go ahead and take on the Elite Four. But before we do, let's go and look at the stats of this Pokemon real quick. So our moveset right now, we have the Never Melt Ice. So that is what we're using. It's going to boost our... So here's what's different about Generation 2 than 1. So if you've seen 1, you know you get a 12.5% boost for every odd number gym. Brock, Lieutenant Surge, Koga, and then Blaine. You get a boost in the specific stat for each gym. Okay. In this generation, not only do you get that, you get a 10% boost, but you also get a 10% boost in the gym you beat's typing. So if we were flying type, when we beat the first gym, we automatically get a 10% boost in our flying type moves. Okay. So we don't get any of that stuff until we beat certain gyms. So we beat Price's gym. So Price gave us a 10% boost in ice moves. And Nevermelt Ice also gives us 10% boost in ice moves. And Hidden Power is ice. So that's how much has been added to Hidden Power. We also have a 10% boost in Body Slam. And we don't get a Razor Leaf boost until we beat Erica, which will be in the Chapter 2, I guess, of Generation 2 playthroughs. So that's our moveset. Hidden Power, Body Slam, Razor Leaf, and Light Screen. I know there's a way to get a return, and I've read it before on how to get return. I just don't remember how to do it. That'll be something I definitely need to do, because when you see the playthrough against Red, return definitely probably would have helped in that playthrough. But let's go ahead and proceed with the. I'm going to show our stats. Stats, yeah. Here we go. Come on, show stats. And stats, there we go. So here's our stats of this Pokemon. We're level 52. We have attack is 127, defense is 140, special is 128, special defense is 146, and speed is 125. So not bad overall. So pretty good stats. Everything here is over 120, so it's pretty good. And so now we're going to go and face the first member of the Elite Four, which is Will. He is a Psychic type trainer. He has all Psychic Pokemon. He's going to come out with a Xatu first. Now, Hidden Power Ice, very effective, very useful here. Knock it out, one shot, very good. Moving on to the next Pokemon, which is Jinx. Jinx is very frail on physical moves, so Body Slam will one-shot Jinx. Going to sing out the other, an Executor. Ice Beam will one-shot the Executor, very good. Now we're going to bring out a Xatu. The second one is supposed to be a little bit more powerful, but we get the one-shot anyway. So without taking any damage, we're on the last Pokemon, which is Slowbro. So Slowbro or Razor Leaf will not one-shot it, but it goes for Amnesia, so it does no damage to us. And we move on from Will, and we're going to go ahead and face Koga. I believe it's Koga. Koga is the Poison-type trainer here. And Koga's, we're going to save real quick. And we're saving. And we're saving. I think we're saving. I hope we're saving. We're taking this much time. Okay, so we're going to go and face Koga. Koga is, like I said, he's supposed to be a ninja, but he's the poison trainer. So he's going to come out with a Ariados. Ice Beam is a 2-shot. He does hit a what's it called? The double team. He also passes off to Venomoth. Venomoth comes out, it's going to poison us, and it's going to hit Psychic, so that's not fun. But we're going to knock out the Venomoth. Ariados, we're going to knock out with a Body Slam. Very good. Now, if we keep knocking out Pokemon, we won't take poison damage, okay? So that's where we're at right now. So we're going on the third Pokemon. He goes for Minimize. I hate his evasion tactics he uses. We get him Body Slammed. We're poisoned. But we need to be able to be knocking stuff out, and we can't be taking multiple turns. So we're going to try this battle again. Obviously, we can't go anywhere else. So we're going to fight Koga again. So this time, we're going to go for, instead of going for, I think we don't go for Hidden Power. We're going to go for Body Slam and prevent him from doing a 2-shot, or the double team, which he still did. But now Venomoth doesn't benefit from that double team. We get poisoned again. Okay. And what we want to do is we got to knock him out now as quickly as possible. Body Slam goes for Minimize. We're going to go for Ice Beam, and we can't keep taking damage. And then Sludge Bomb does a boatload of damage and knocks us out again. So, like, okay, this isn't going very fun. We're going to try a completely different tactic. I hope so. So we're going to go for this again. Ariados is going to come out. And Chica's going to go for Body Slam. Okay, we just gotta get the knockout. But now we need to knock out Venomoth. Venomoth seems to be the big pain in the butt that keeps poisoning us. So very good. We knock out Venomoth without going for Hidden Power Ice. We went for Body Slam instead. So now Muck's a 2-shot. We have full health going into his last 2 Pokemon. Ice Beam, Hidden Power Ice will be super effective against Crobat. Not enough to knock it out, but enough to do a lot of damage to where it goes into a healing loop. And we get the knockout with Ice, Hidden Power Ice. And in Fortress, Ice will be okay, but Fortress really doesn't have a lot of attacking outward moves. That's very good. So we get the knockout after some about 4-shot knockout. Very helpful, very effective, very good. We beat Koga, and now we're moving on to Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much, but he's actually pretty solid in this game. His team is much better, much more improved in this game than it was in the previous game. And we're going to heal. Very good. Go ahead and use an do I need to use an elixir? Maybe? No? Okay. We're going to give the Miracle Seed. It's going to give a 10% boost on our grass type moves, because there's some rock Pokemon with him. Honestly, I probably shouldn't have changed that up. I probably should have left it as it was. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and get into this battle with old Bruno boy. Come on. Let's get into the battle. And hidden power. Hitmon top. Okay, so we're going to go for light screen just to up our defense. It's our special defense, not our physical one. I wish I kind of kept Reflect for that. Reflect would have been better against this because a lot of this stuff is physical. Okay, so Body Slam, very good. One more Body Slam, very good. So we're at below half health going into his last couple of Pokemon. Body Slam is not quite a one-shot. Close, but not a one-shot. Okay, Machamp comes out. Body Slam is not a one-shot. He can go for Cross Chop, and he won't knock us out. Razor Leaf will not lock us out, but he goes for a Max Potion. Still paralyzed. We just got to get one more attack off. Very good. And we beat Koga. Oh, no, we don't. Not yet. Now we do. Okay. Now we beat Koga. Very good on our first attempt. So now we have two members of the Elite Four left. We have Claire, who does all Dark type. I think that's her name. Claire? Yeah. I think that's her name. Claire. And the last one is, obviously, it's the champion, the liar with the flyers, as Squidgy calls him. He has all, he's supposed to be a dragon trainer, but he has, like, more or less, he has all flying type rather than dragon, so. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and try, and here we go. Karen, not Claire. I'm sorry, Claire. I was going to say, I thought Claire was a dragon trainer. So we're facing Karen, who's a Karen. Body Slam. Sand Attack. Drops are actually just a little bit. I hate it, but it is what it is. And we start off on a very bad foot. We got Sand Attacked, but we do have a good move to handle a bunch of his her Pokemon. So we're going to go for Hidden Power, Ice, and it's going to be a two-shot, very good. And I know where I messed up. I don't think I added back on the Never Melt Ice. So now we're going to go for Body Slam. Houndoom's pretty frail, so as long as we can just hit him hard and we actually paralyze him, that really helps us. He has Flamethrower, so that could have been pretty devastating. Ice Beam's going to be a 3-shot, maybe a 2-shot with a critical. He goes for Curse, which eliminates a lot of our health, and now we're on the clock. But Markro's a 1-shot with Ice Beam. We beat Karen, and once you get past Karen, especially when you have a Pokemon with an Ice move, you're more or less pretty set when it comes to beating the Elite Four. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and full restore. I'm gonna add back. We should add back on Never Melt Ice. We better be doing that. Give another power point. And do we add back on Never Melt Ice? I don't think we add it back on. So if we won this battle without Never Melt Ice, that's actually pretty amazing, if I'm being honest. So we're going to face Lance, the liar with the flyers. He reminds me of Jim Carrey from Batman Forever. It's like, I'm Batman. So now we're setting up a Light Screen. Body Slam will 2-shot the Gyarados, and it paralyzes them. Gyarados is pretty frail physical attack wise. Special, it's a completely different discussion. Now we go for Hidden Power. Hidden Power Ice. Without the Never Melt Ice, I'm a little disappointed I did not add that back. So I'm a little mad at myself. Wing Attack doesn't do that much. Knock it out, very good. Our Light Screen wear it off, so right now we're kind of facing an uphill battle here. But Body Slam doesn't knock me out. It does kind of lower my... bless, we got knocked out there. So we have to face him again, and we don't have the Never Melt Ice. Wow, I did not play this run pretty smart. I'm gonna be honest there, did not, because I should have added the Never Melt Ice. Okay, our special defense has been upped, so a lot of the stuff here is special. Body Slam will be a 1-shot. Flail does barely anything. I'm sorry, it'll be a 3-shot, not a 1-shot. Surf did nothing. That was a horrible move to use at that time. Dragonite comes out. We got Hidden Power Ice. 1-shot on the Dragonite. Is it the second Dragonite? Aerodactyl comes out. Hidden Power with Ice. A 2-shot. And we take a little bit of damage from Wing Attack. Not a big deal. And Charizard comes out, Body Slam. The best case scenario is we get him paralyzed and he can't attack us. Flamethrower goes off, but we have Light Screen up, so that's why our defense stopped us from getting knocked out. They should knock us out, but our defense is very high right now with Light Screen, special defense. And now we have 2 Dragonites left, and the final Dragonite goes down with 1 shot. So we beat the Elite Four, we beat Lance, we beat the champion, and now we're going to be put in the Hall of Fame. Now, we're at 1 hour and 47 minutes. I have no idea if this is a great time for this game or a good time. I've seen other players where it's been a lot faster than this, but we will see. So there's some rules I'll go over in the next part when we go over the Kantonian gym leaders about some things I've decided to do. That way it just makes the game a little easier on me. So 1 hour and 47 minutes, 58 seconds is what we did. And so now we need to face the Kantonian side and eventually find Pokemon Red. So let's get to that. And after running a few errands, we are going to go ahead and jump on the boat. And this is, I'm very proud of this edit I just did here. So go ahead and check out this edit. And we jump on the boat, and we jump off the boat. So that edit. Now we're in Kanto. So while we're in Kanto, we're going to go ahead and fight all the Kantonian gym leaders. We're going to start with Surge. You're going to see that here in a second. I want to go over a few things, just kind of reiterate some things. So first, I will learn how to get Return eventually. Return would have been very helpful in this playthrough, and you'll see why here in a little bit. Okay, so I will learn that eventually. Okay, I'm still learning the ins and outs of this game. I also, as soon as we beat the Elite Four, pause a timer so I can go do some errands. So I don't know where all the rare candies are, but I know where a bunch of them are. So I went to get a bunch of rare candies. I went to get the King's Rock. I went to get a bunch of things. Okay, and since I don't know the exact routing to get there with precision and efficiency on time, timers just stopped between the Elite Four and getting on the boat. Okay, so just letting you know that's just something I'm doing. I'm also want to go over something that happened in the last video. If you watched my last video, which was Bellsprout, Weeping Bell, Victory Bell playing through Generation 1, it was a replay, pretty much trying to get the most optimal run possible. You might have heard the microphone doing a little bit of noise in the background. I wore a hat, and when I moved my head, the microphone was touching the bill of my hat. So now I'm not wearing a hat anymore while I do these voiceovers, so that I can avoid that altogether. So I'm just letting you know that that's what caused that, and it's not something that happens all the time, but I did it. I usually wear my hat backwards, so I'm stuck on wearing my hat at all when I do a voiceover. So we just beat Lieutenant Surge, and now we're beating what's her name, Sabrina. Sabrina does not have her whip in this one, so I can't do Sabrina and her whip, but she does have very nice hair. Got to compliment her on that. And the Kantonian gym leaders are not super difficult, okay? They don't scale up very well, and that's like one of the big problems with this game. That's why I haven't played it as often as much as I've played Pokemon, Red, Blue, Yellow. Is this game does not scale up its gym leaders. It doesn't scale up the Pokemon trainers. Like after like a certain point, none of the trainers give you any kind of trouble whatsoever. And now we're facing Erica, so go ahead and watch the Erica fight. She's pretty easy as well. But we have hidden power ice, so we're just gonna blast right through her. So the one problem with this game that I personally have is it doesn't scale up very well. When you get to whatever city Morty's in, you can go right or you can go left, and all the trainers are the same level. So if either direction that you go, the gym leaders, the Pokemon trainers aren't scaled up very well. They keep in about the same level, so we can kind of pick your own adventure and go whatever way you'd like. So because of that, you kind of overlevel very fast, especially with one Pokemon. And then also, the one thing I don't like about this as well, and I've noticed this when I was playing through, is I really don't like the rocket plot here. So in Generation 1, you have one Team Rocket that's mandatory in Mount Moon. You have about the guy with the poster, the guy that has the lift key, the 2 guards, and then Giovanni. So you have about 5 battles in the game corner. Maybe I might be missing one, but I think it's 5. Okay, and if you don't go get anything extra, if you just go straight for the fights, it's about 5 battles. And then in Silphco, you really don't have to fight 2. You have to fight the one guy that gives you the lift key. I'm sorry, you have 4 battles in there that are mandatory. You have to fight the guy who has the lift key. You have to fight your rival. You have to fight one guy guarding Giovanni's gate or door, whatever it is, and then Giovanni. Those are the only 4 you have to fight. So there's 10 trainers, 10 rocket members that you have to deal with. I'm sorry, you have to deal with 3 in Pokemon Tower. So there's a total of 13 rocket members you pretty much have to fight. It's like mandatory to fight. You can't avoid them. When you fight the rocket in this one, you probably fight a good 30, because you have to deal with so many different ones for different reasons. You also have scientists you have to deal with. So it's a mandatory of a good 30. I think I'm actually going to count it out next time I play and figure out how many are actually mandatory. Because when you go through those little gate things, you get at least 2 battles for each one. And so it forces you to face a lot of Team Rocket members. So that's one thing I personally don't like about this generation, is the forced plot line of Team Rocket. So I'm pretty sure I don't stand alone in that. I'm pretty sure a lot of us have some solidarity in that belief that the Rocket plot line's not very good. And I mean, the Rocket plot line in Generation 1's a little bit better, but it's you at least aren't forced to engage with it that much. You only have to fight a couple battles. So anyway, we are going on with this playthrough, and now we're facing we're facing Blaine. We just talked to Blue, now we're facing Blaine, and we have one more Pokemon we got to hit. Very good. We're at level 65, and now we're facing Blue. He's the last gym leader we have to beat before we go ahead and we face Red. Now, here we go. Pidgeot comes out. What are we going to do with Pidgeot? Oh, yeah, we got a Hidden Power Ice that we're going to go ahead, and it's going to be a 2-shot. Very good. And we come out with an Executor. That's what he comes out with. I'm sorry. And it's not quite a 1. We're just so close to a dang 1-shot right now. We're so close. So close. And one more. And this not being able to 1-shot does become an issue in the future, because we do have to fight Red, and if we're not 1-shotting Blue, we're not going to 1-shot Red. So Body Slam. Our Flamethrower does a lot of damage. We didn't lose any Gymtonian gym leaders here. We got very close with this one, though. We also got pretty close with Lieutenant Surge because he paralyzed us. So they're not like clean sweeps like I'd like them to be. Gyarados coming out. Razor Leaf. We don't really have anything great against Gyarados. And so Hidden Power Ice knocks him out. He has one more Pokemon left. And it's going to be a Rhydon. Rhydon's going to get 1-shot by Razor Leaf. It's going to be, yeah, 1-shot. There we go. So we beat Blue, and now we are moving on to Red. So here's the problem with Red. We face Red, and I think this is our first encounter with Red. So we're only at level 66. We do have some rare candies. Only have 9. I think there's supposed to be 12 in the game, but I only got 9. Okay, so here's the problem with this Pokemon. We did not pick up leftovers. That's one error that I made. I also didn't get Return. Return would have been a little bit better because I probably have a solution for this problem. Okay? Now, right now, we do outspeed Charizard, but our Paralyzed doesn't do anything. So I'm like, okay, we're going to try this again. See if we can do it with him paralyzed. And did we give our rare candies? We gave all of our rare candies. That's 9 rare candies. So Pikachu's not an issue. That's an afterthought. Venusaur isn't too much of an issue because we're Grass type. However, we're not able to 2-shot him. Oh, we are able to 2-shot him. I'm sorry. But Charizard comes out, and we don't have anything that's like we could actually give the Pink Bow and Body Slam can be more effective, but that's not what's going to win this battle. Body Slam being a smidge more effective isn't what's going to win this battle. What's going to win this battle is paralyzing Charizard, and he doesn't attack us back. And because once that happens, the battle's over. We can do whatever we need to do with everyone else. Everyone else is either weak to ice or doesn't have anything effective against us. So that's the problem we're having right now. So Body Slam, or I'm sorry, Hidden Power. And Hidden Power, so that's a 2-shot. So we're still doing good in that regard. But the problem is Charizard. Okay? Hidden Power Ice doesn't do much. He is Flying type, but Fire really offsets that. So Body Slam, yeah, we're not paralyzing. So we're basically doing this until we get the right RNG. So that's what we're doing right now. We're just doing this until we get the proper RNG. We really can't level up anymore. Okay. We tried using like the Pink Bow to see if I can get a little more damage done. But when you use the Pink Bow and you don't have Never Melt Ice on, you don't do as much on the ice attack on the Venusaur, which Venusaur doesn't do a lot of damage to, so that's not the problem. So right now, Charizard's paralyzed, which is a perfect, exactly what we needed. So I guess I skipped ahead to that. So we were there at like 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Or 2 hours, 16 minutes and some seconds. So now we are facing off against Espeon. So really the Charizard was the crux of this battle, I think. I don't remember if anyone else was an issue. Snorlax can be, because he's pretty powerful. So what I'm trying to do is replenish my health a little bit on the Snorlax, but it doesn't do that much damage. Snorlax is he's a bulky boy, so he takes a lot of damage. So Blastoise is up, and Blastoise is super weak to us. Giga Drain does so much recovery of our health, and we get the win. So we actually beat Red at 2 hours and 29 minutes. I'm going to pause that. So we beat Red at 2 hours, 29 minutes, and 8 seconds. So I don't know if this is a great time or not. I probably will circle back and replay this in the future when I get more, adept at playing through without all the hiccups, question marks, whatever you want to call it. So that is a plan I have in the future. So I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below about everything. What do you think of my new layout? I think it's more simplistic. I think it's easier. I like the crystal thing in the bottom. I like the way the timer is transparent. Let me know what you think about that. I like the way it just has the Pokemon. I don't know the software side of the game, so I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there that showcase the stats of the Pokemon while we're playing. I don't know how to do that. I can show you the stats of like what they should be, but not the real-time stats. I just don't have the coding ability to do that, so I'm not going to apologize for that. But what I hope is I showcase how the Pokemon's played through, and you're seeing like what it would look like in a solo challenge. Is more or less what I'm showing. Also, let me know what you think of removing the gym leaders. So I don't do the gym leaders in Generation 2. I haven't done it yet, but if I get enough people asking for it, I'll gladly do the gym leaders. I'll gladly showcase the gym leaders, have like a graphic with them or whatever. But I think those people, when they watch this, just like to see the playthrough and see how effective or ineffective you are and how you solve those problems. I think that's more or less what people watch these for. So I watch like Jared's 11, Scott's Thoughts. I watch it for the problem-solving aspect. That's what I personally enjoy about Pokemon, is how you're going to solve these problems. So in the future, I would definitely want to get Return. Return would do more damage, however, it wouldn't paralyze, so that's the offset, not using Body Slam. And my next video should be a versus series, so this is going to be very exciting for me to do. So I'm going to make a video coming up soon about ranking the grass-type Pokemon in Generation 1. And it seems like I'm playing a lot of grass types lately. I played Bellsprout, now I'm playing Chikorita, and next week I'm playing a Paris versus Oddish playthrough where you're allowed to evolve and see who does better. And I'm doing a ranking, and I'm pretty confident who the worst is. I'm pretty confident who the second worst is, but the third and fourth, I'm not confident in. That's why I'm doing a versus series to see which one would come out on top. And the results may surprise you. I've actually finished the playthrough for both, so the results are going to be very surprising. So tune in next week for that. A prediction video will be out on Monday. So let me know what you think. This is JD. This is JD's Nerdverse. Have a good one. I'll see you guys on Monday.